Okay, so this portion of the blood pressure instruction is now how to take blood pressure with the scope. Okay, so from earlier in the video, we said that we were going to apply the cuff about 2 fingers width above the crease of the arm, right? Which is, there's the crease there. So we're gonna do the same thing, 2 fingers width. This is her right arm. So if this is where the brachial artery is, the arrow next to the right arm is gonna be in line with where that brachial artery was. It's basically right in the middle of the bicep or of the upper arm. Okay, so we're gonna pull it really tight. Again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tuck this underneath the dial. And now we have her arm prepared to take the blood pressure. So the next thing what we're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that you put the scope in your ears, tap it lightly, so you'll hear a thunk, 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 right? If you tap it and you don't hear that thunk, 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 then that just means that it's not turned correctly, right? So that's not, so I turn it, okay. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take her right arm. I'm gonna place it underneath, in between my right arm and the side of my right side of my torso. And I'm gonna kind of pin her arm in there like so. So I still have both hands available. This hand is gonna come around, this arm's gonna come around, it's gonna wrap around her arm. So it's basically gonna hold her arm. I'm holding her arm with my arm. I still have my hands available, free, right? So this is for pumping up the cuff. Okay, so I still have my left hand free. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm ready to go. I take the scope with my left hand. I'm gonna place it. I'm gonna kind of tuck it right underneath the cuff. And I'm gonna place it above the crease of her elbow. So it's underneath the cuff, in between the cuff and her arm. Now I'm gonna take the cuff, or we'll call it the pumper, or the pump. I'm gonna take the pump with I can use my left hand or my right hand. And I said earlier that there's a hole. Can you zoom in on that hole a little bit? There's a hole there. I need to basically cover the hole as much as possible, and it covers it enough to where it won't let the air out. I open it up, it lets the air out. I close it, it doesn't let the air out. So I'm gonna make sure that I use my right hand only. I'm not gonna use my left hand because my left hand has to keep the scope on. I'm gonna use my right hand to close the hole, to cover it. So I still have my right hand to pump, and I have my left hand to hold. Okay, so right hand pumps, left hand holds. Now, as I pump, I'm not gonna pump it yet, but as I pump, once I hit I'm going to 160. Did we do 160 last?
120.
I'm sorry, last week did we do 160 or 180?
180.
So we're gonna go to 180. For most people, adults, we usually go to like 180 because the blood pressure, as if you guys read Friday stuff or Thursday, so whatever we did, blood pressure readings like 140 over 80, it could be 160 over 100, it could be 180. So we want to go a little higher than what we think. For younger people, it probably is safe to go like to 160, but we're just going to go to 180 to start. So I'm going to pump it up to 180. But when I do that, I'm gonna slowly let the dial, like you guys practiced before, I'm gonna slowly open it up so it slowly decreases. Once I hear the top number and the bottom number, because the top number is the systolic, I'm listening for the top number to start. I'm listening for a boom, 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 boom. When I go to 180, you can stop it for just a second.